Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/JustNoMil. In today's episode, how do you tolerate your MIL that has to stay in your life? And somehow, it keeps getting worse. Therapy got us nowhere. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. How do you tolerate your MIL that has to stay in your life? I will start by saying I have a 11-month-old baby and pre-baby. I could deal with my MIL, but now I'm a protective mom and she is crossing all my boundaries. So much has happened, but there have been multiple incidents where she doesn't respect our boundaries, has made me uncomfortable, or situations where I don't agree with her behavior. Some examples are, we asked her not to kiss the baby and she scoffed and kissed him anyway. She continually tries to make my partner feel guilty that we aren't meeting her expectations of how often she wants to see our baby. She sees him every few weeks. She often tries to emotionally manipulate my partner via text about all things related to our baby. She held part of our baby over their balcony, and when we got angry at her, she dismissed our feelings and instead acted upset and made it about her. Also, just comments about how she is going to kidnap him. My partner tried to talk to her about all this once and she flipped it around on him and made herself the victim. After the balcony situation, I told my partner that I'm really getting affected by her, so I decided to send her a text trying to open a conversation, saying that I really need her to respect my boundaries moving forward and that he is our son, so basically we decide what we are comfortable with, etc. She ignored my text. My partner then texted her a few days later as we needed information from her. She also ignored his text. This isn't the first time she has given us the silent treatment when we stick up for ourselves. My partner then texted his dad and it has since blown up into a huge fight between them and us. They won't acknowledge or apologize that they have hurt us. I know you can't force people to do so, but normally I would cut those people out of my life. They won't accept any fault and have turned it around that we are to blame. I really can't see myself wanting her in my life, but it's so hard as it is my partner's mother and he doesn't want to cut her out completely and can't. If you've read this far, thank you. I would love to hear any similar stories or advice or words of wisdom if you are willing to share. But it's so hard as it is my partner's mother and he doesn't want to cut her out completely. That's cool. Your so can go see his mom as often as he wants to. However, until she can act like a mature, responsible adult, you and LO won't be there. Stay home and get some mama/LO time. Take LO to the zoo or park or to visit some of your relatives. See, the thing is that she is continuously putting LO in danger. Hanging part of the baby over their balcony? What if LO squirmed out of her hands? Would she still have shrugged it off and played the victim if LO fell over and dropped however many stories? And kissing LO? Hello, it's cold and flu season. RSV is still a thing and babies are susceptible. Not to mention the COVID plague is still a thing with all of its mutated variations. And what if she has a cold sore? Does she think that all of this sh*t is okay to pass on to a baby? LO can't speak up for themselves, so it's up to you and so to be their voice. It's up to you and so to be their protector. And if so can't advocate for LO against his mommy, then you have to unleash your mama bear and stand against the threat to your cub, your in-laws. Just because he doesn't want to cut her out completely doesn't mean you can't drop the rope. She literally held part of your baby over a balcony, hasn't apologized in any way. There isn't a single ounce of me that would allow her to hold or even be in the same room again with my child. Tell your partner he can have whatever relationship he wants with his parents, but you're done. You don't want to hear anything about them and you will not be discussed during his visits. Where you go, LO goes for safety reasons, so no DH cannot take LO with him when he goes to visit. Have you asked him why he's so hell-bent on keeping her around when she endangered your baby and has no issues playing childish silent treatment games with you? Why is her happiness more important than yours and LO's? Honestly, just drop the rope, block their numbers, don't go to visit, let DH sort out birthday and Christmas presents. After all, they are his family, so they're his problem. Free yourself of them and just go about life as if they don't exist for the health and safety of yourself and LO. The second they held my baby over the balcony, I'd have gone NC and called the police. Hands slip. They could have killed the baby. And that's it. That should be all there is to say. I suggest that your partner sees his parents as often as he likes, but baby deserves to be safe. The balcony, this would be my hill to die on, JS, and should stay with mom until there is truly changed behavior. I'm probably stating the obvious here, but why does it matter that your partner doesn't want to cut her out when she's light tally giving you the silent treatment? She has literally cut him out. The out has happened. It's happening right now. This is the cutoff. Yes, of course we all know it's a manipulative abuse tactic to force him to chase her, and he's welcome to go grovel at her feet and apologize to her for all the things she's done to you, but you don't. Here's a tip, and he can't really argue it, just tell him that you need an apology for her behavior. A real, honest, no excuses, no lawyers speak apology. Just that, and all is forgiven. She will never, in her entire life, be capable of doing that. Problem solved. If he feels like manipulating you into not needing a simple apology, for whatever reason, then he's no better than his mom, and they've both shown you who they really are. Forget the idea of talking with her, or talking about your boundaries. She literally does not care. Don't talk boundaries. Do them. Her contact with you and with your children is limited by her behavior. Tell her straight up, you cannot hold my child because you put them at risk by dash. And that's it. Don't help trying to explain, justify, defend, nothing. You did this, so you get that. Period. No arguing, trying to convince, trying to make her understand, nope. Keep it extremely simple, this behavior is not okay, so you are limited on how you may interact with my child. My husband won't cut off his mother either, and he's told me to go it, so I do. And he doesn't get to get upset over how I do it. So she's not allowed around our children without me present. I step on whenever I want, I don't care if she doesn't like it. I tell her no in front of others. It's scary and terrifying, I literally shake dealing with her, but it's 4 years of dealing with this *T, and I can't take it anymore. She's ruining my life and I refuse to give her any more of it. Similar story here. Mil stomps our boundaries constantly. The only thing that finally worked was to ignore her pouting, whining, and denying what happened and setting a hard boundary. We are the parents. When it comes to our kids, you do as we told you. If you decide to stomp our boundaries, this will have consequences from now on. And this is what you need. Consequences. Because right now, you might be angry and scolding her, but at the end, she's getting away with it. Next time she kisses the baby, pack up and leave immediately or send TH home. No visit for 6 weeks. Balcony scene again? Make it 10 weeks. Yes, you're so right, I think the consequences will be the only thing to work. Hope you're doing okay with your MIL. You can go LC or NC. But, you need to make it very clear to your partner that people involved with the baby are a 2 yes, 1 no rule, meaning if either of you says no, then it's a no and that's final. She endangered your baby a la Michael Jackson, for crying out loud. If your partner can't be bothered with the drama, then it is up to you to protect your child from that. Aside from that, her unreasonable expectations are a heavy weight, and your baby has very, very small shoulders. And somehow, it keeps getting worse. I posted the other day about speaking to my MIL and FAL about our boundaries, don't hold our baby over a balcony or kiss him, her emotional abuse and manipulation, guilt tripping, silent treatment, etc., and how it has to stop. My partner and I were given the silent treatment until a few days later his dad attacked him and basically shut down every issue we raised to the point my partner felt we were in the wrong. Today my partner went and saw them face to face, where they said they don't agree with our boundaries, cried about how hurt they are, and told my partner all the incidents that I've done that hurt them. One of the supposed incidents was that I hadn't invited my MIL to change my baby's nappy. Not really on the same level as holding our baby over a balcony or emotional abusing us, but sure. I am so angry that a conversation that was meant to be about their behavior turned into them being the victims. They have taken no accountability or any genuine remorse for their actions. I want to cut them for good, as my mental health can't take the manipulation, but my partner really wants us to get along. One of the supposed incidents was that I hadn't invited my MIL to change my baby's nappy. So MIL was the deeply aggrieved victim because you didn't invite MIL to change the baby's diaper. Hopefully the stupidity of that statement make DH realize that his parents are completely unreasonable and irrational. They will use any means to try and make him feel guilty so they can continue to control him. I understand your want for us to have a relationship, but unfortunately your parents' behavior and total disregard for our valid issues with them makes that impossible. Baby and I won't be seeing them or interacting with them until major changes happen, and in all honesty, I don't see that happening, so please prepare yourself for a new reality or our relationship won't last, because right now I'd rather be a single parent than keep dealing with this issue. It breaks my heart, but that's the way I feel. Sometimes brutal honesty is the way. Unfortunately, with her husband that far in the fog, if they split he will have access to the baby and his parents will have carte blanche, which I am sure will cause OP huge anxiety. Sigh. XXX. One of the good things, TM, about boundaries is that other people don't have to agree to them. They are pretty much a unilateral affair. You need to uphold your boundaries, yes obviously, but you do not negotiate them. You put them in place for you. That your ILs don't agree with your boundaries is the one surefire sign that the boundaries, are absolutely justified. I wish you all the best with your LO, and I hope you don't have to be a single mom. In other words, your partner had better shape up and make sure those boundaries are enforced. I am almost at the stage I would rather be a single mom. I wonder if you're so heard this, if they would start to wake up a bit. You are not out of line. Manipulators hate boundaries and are behaving as expected. Yes, tell your partner it is at this stage, they need to wake up. Getting along to your partner means appeasing them. That's how it always goes. You tried to get along by setting reasonable boundaries that would allow you to get along. That was the attempt. Their reaction showed that there is no getting along with them. Classic Darvo: deny your accusations, attack, reverse victim and offender. Having boundaries is not an attack on them. Your partner can get along with them, but you are not required to be his meat shield from his abusive parents. You and DH need couples counseling ASAP. He can have a relationship with them, but you don't have to. You and the baby do not need to be around that kind of attitude. Your partner wants something that is probably never going to happen, everyone getting along, and when I say probably it's just to leave a little room in case I'm wrong. You could show him the sub and let him read for himself stories of exactly the same things and how they've all turned out, because this kind of thing doesn't really change without a lot of effort and unification between the two of you in support of your own family unit. Ultimately, I get why you want to go no contact, and you could personally minimize contact. Regarding your partner, I think I would work on helping him to see and be ready to combat every manipulative tactic that they're going to use, because that's a key problem. He's so susceptible to that now, and it's so important to be able to see what's coming when it comes and what it actually is. Equally important is that you two be in total agreement on what your boundaries are, how you will deal with attempts to cross them, and what the consequences will be. There can't be an agreement that one of you backs out of afterwards, because that will leave the other and the family super vulnerable to their abuse. It can leave your unit weak, and that's not healthy for any marriage. If you can get you both into therapy, that would be even better. He will likely have trouble seeing what's going on and be conditioned to respond a certain way as he has to minimize drama throughout his life, or maybe Mill just began to behave this way, which makes it hard to see as well. This is just a general plan on what I've seen work or not work, and I really wish you all the luck in the world. These situations are so difficult and emotionally exhausting. I hope yours works out as easy as it can. Really. Therapy got us nowhere. My partner and I ended up seeing a therapist, which was meant to work out how to deal with his manipulative parents, and it was a disaster. The therapist pushed back on our boundary of no kissing the baby and said she could understand why his parents were upset over that, as everyone wants to kiss a baby. Then she said that they are new grandparents and we need to show them unconditional love and compassion. I pushed back and said sorry, but we have gone through a bigger change becoming new parents, so we need the fucking compassion. Anyway, it was just a disaster, and my partner now thinks I should show them unconditional love, and I'm just so done. My MIL can threaten not to come to our baby's first birthday, and that's totally accepted because she is upset, but if I were to say I didn't want her there, then I'm being abusive apparently. I told my partner that I need time away from them to come to terms with the fact that my feelings don't matter and that I will always be in the wrong. I've decided now that I can't win, so the next time I unfortunately have to see them, I'll be assertive and make it no secret that I don't tolerate their behavior. My newborn has RSV because my DH grandma kept kissing our baby after we repeatedly said no. We took baby back and she won't be visiting, but the damage is done. This week has sucked. My poor sick baby has been miserable. A good therapist should not have opinions, should not take sides. A good therapist is there to help you, or the both of you, in couples therapy, think through issues yourselves. Facilitate a meeting of the minds, so to speak. Never telling you what everyone wants. Absolutely correct. Thank you for saying that. Give that therapist an honest review and move on. That's not how therapy is supposed to work. Sounds like you therapist is also a JNMIL. You need a new therapist, they're an idiot. The number of babies that get RSV, neonatal herpes, and other diseases and illnesses from adults kissing them is truly concerning. Consult your pediatrician and send your JNMIL some articles on how dangerous it can be for your child. Please don't budge on your boundary and find a new therapist. Get a new therapist. Leave. Honestly, that therapist is wrong and could expose the baby to numerous diseases. If husband won't stand with you, leave him. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.